President Xi's visit to Pakistan. I spoke with Michael Kugelman yesterday. Now, he's the Senior Program Associate for South and Southeast Asia at the Woodrow Wilson Center in Washington. I asked him to explain the significance of Xi's visit.
Well, it's critically important for Pakistan. China has always been, for Pakistan, one of its most trusted allies. It can always depend on getting a lot of things, money and other things. So this is no exception. This trip is going to consist of $46 billion worth of assistance coming to Pakistan, covering infrastructure, roads, ports, a railroad that China is going to commit to build, which is going to be nearly 2,000 kilometers long. So, and Pakistan needs these things. It's an underdeveloped country. It needs infrastructure. There's also a pipeline that's supposed to be built, an energy pipeline, and that's really important for Pakistan given its energy needs.
Tell us more about reports that relationship has been somewhat strained with a possible threat from India and China's interest there as well.
I think this is what you could consider a fail-safe relationship between Pakistan and China. Certainly there have been some tensions, and India, of course, is very unhappy with the fact that China has been deepening a relationship with Pakistan that already has been very deep. But I don't really anticipate any problems. I think that India understands that this is a relationship that's been so deep for so many years, and I think there's simply an expectation that not much is going to change.
India, obviously, astronomical economy. Things are booming there. Tell us about China's interests there.
Well, I mean, China and India have a very complicated relationship. They have fought a war before. There's a disputed border that has not been addressed, that has not been resolved. But India has a prime minister, a relatively new prime minister, Narendra Modi, who has indicated a strong interest in making and getting things to work between the two countries. Before he became prime minister, when he was a chief minister in the state of Gujarat, he made a few visits to China, and he's always said he's an admirer of China, particularly its economy. And these are two countries, China and India, that increasingly see eye to eye on many issues in the broader South Asia region. Particularly, they both value the need for more stability in Afghanistan and certainly in Pakistan as well.
With threats of terrorism to the region of Pakistan, is there anywhere else that the Pakistani government could go for this type of investment in infrastructure that it's going to get from China, billions of dollars?
Well, I mean, this trip that China's president is making is really going to be focused on economic issues, with one exception, and that is, as I've heard, China is going to be providing some submarines or providing funding for some submarines to Pakistan. Now, I don't think this is the type of weapon that you look at to deal with terrorism. It's really for Pakistan's military development and its naval modernization. But China certainly does worry about the terrorism issue in Pakistan. It really feels that the Pakistani tribal areas are an area where Uyghur militants have been stationed, and they've used this area as a staging ground for attacks in China. So certainly there is a concern, and if you want to try to identify one potential tension point in the China-Pakistan relationship, it would be the fact that, according to Beijing, you have these militants holed up in Pakistan that Pakistan hasn't done enough to deal with.
This visit was postponed from many months ago. What kind of fanfare will Xi Jinping walk into when he gets there?
Well, I mean, this relationship, it's really funny in that it's the rhetoric that surrounds it is so cartoonish and exaggerated. You often hear it referred to as a relationship that's higher than the Himalayas, an all-weather friendship. So there'll be a lot of that. There'll be a lot of pomp and circumstance and things like that. There'll be a lot of happy talk and really a lot of gooey rhetoric, not to use a strange phrase, but there'll be a lot of that. Just because this is a relationship that, particularly from the aspect of Pakistan, is so critical, and Pakistan does not want to do anything to make China think that it's not going to receive a major hero's welcome when its president comes to visit Pakistan.